Good morning and welcome to day 11 of Extreme Lent. So, today we're going to dive into some human formation here. All of us have a very limited amount of resources in the form of time, talent, and treasure. This is why we budget and this is why we schedule things. So, we have to budget in order to allot our resources, our treasure as best as we can. We also have to budget our time in the form of a schedule to allot our limited talent and time. So, some quick ways for you guys to look at this is first breaking your to-do list into four quadrants. So, your four quadrants, you're going to have your important is on the top, and your bottom is going to be your not important. On the left side, you're going to have your urgent, and on the right side, you're going to have your not urgent. So, your high urgency and high importance tasks, you need to get those done right away. Your high important tasks that are not urgent, you need to schedule those. Your non important tasks that are urgent, you need to delegate those somehow. And your not important and your not urgent tasks, you need to delete. So this is an easy way to weed through our to-do list and see what's actually important and what actually needs to go into our schedule. Most things that are presented to us in life aren't even worth our time mentioning. You are an important man. You have a limited amount of resources, and you need to put yourself to the highest and best use. This leads you into your roles. Some of your roles are more important than others. First of all, as men, we are sons of God. That is by far the most important role that we could possibly ever have. Because if we aren't getting ourselves to heaven, we're wasting our time. The whole entire point of life is to get us to heaven and to become saints. So we need to first start by implementing that. How is our prayer life? Do we have our prayer, our sacraments? Are those things in the schedule first? Are we being filled up so that we can pour out? Secondly, then, we are either a husband, you need to go into your vocation then. So if you're a husband or if you're a priest, when you married your spouse, you had the vows to be faithful, to honor and love them all the days of your life. How you get to heaven is through your vocation. Are you loving your spouse well? Are you pouring out into them so that they are fruitful and they're getting to heaven? Then you have the role as father. Are your children getting to heaven? Your spiritual children, the ones that you may be a godfather for, that you may sponsor, but also, more importantly, your physical children, the ones that the Lord has given you. Then once you have those bases covered and in your schedule in some way, then you can start doing your role as your provider. So that is your career, your finances, what you do for work, having that in your schedule, so that you're able to provide and protect for your family. And then lastly, getting into your relationships. How I talked the first week about your circle of concern and your circle of influence. Starting at the center of that circle of influence and working your way out with your relationships. So, your relationship with God is the first, your relationship with your wife is the second, the relationship with your children is third, relationship with your brothers is number four, number five is your community, and that community can expand out depending on what size you're in. And then lastly is our leisure. It's so important for us men to have leisure, to have a way that we are filled up emotionally, physically, spiritually, intellectually, so that we're not just running ourselves ragged. It's so important. So, how I kind of do my scheduling is I break out and I have my set schedule. I have it color coordinated on Google Calendar. That just works best for me. And yeah, I make sure the sacraments and the prayer time is in number one. Then I schedule my date with my wife for the week. Then I schedule time that I'm going to be with my children. And then finally, I schedule in my work for the week. So I have a handyman business that I run, and I'm scheduling with clients what work I'm going to be doing and when. Then you can get into your relationships, adding in meeting with your brothers, and stuff like that. And then finally, your leisure. What are you going to do that is going to give you life every single week? It's so important to not forget this step. Do you need to go for a hike? Do you need to have a cigar and a drink? Something like that. Whatever your thing is that actually gives you life, you need to make sure that you're having that in your schedule. I hope this helps out a little bit. It's a little longer video, but I hope it's fruitful for you guys. Have a great day. God bless.